looks like jewelry, but it's actually a warning sign. Welcome to my series, Pretty Things with Strange Histories, where sometimes we see that some of the most beautiful objects on earth were made during times when the whole world was on fire. This is a Fabergé egg, one of the most expensive items on earth. It was made for a family that wouldn't survive 10 more years. It's believed to be only around 50 of these eggs ever made. They were made for the Russian imperial family. They were called the Romanovs. And in each of the eggs, there's a surprise inside. There were miniature crowns, golden carriages, and sometimes portraits of dead children. They were gifts from the Tsar to his wife, his mom, and mostly the woman in his family. There were no molds, there were no repeats, and there was basically an unlimited budget for each egg. They were made of gold, of course, rubies, diamonds. Each year take over a year to make, and the current value of these eggs is around 20 to 70 million. Not all of them can be accounted for. Several of these 50 eggs are missing. And Fabergé didn't make them alone. In fact, it's believed that he kind of stood back a little bit. He hired some of the best artisans all over Europe, brought them to Russia in a very secret workshop. He did heavily supervise the making of these eggs. Because the Romanovs believed that only beauty could protect them, these enameled eggs, if even one crack appeared anywhere during the craftsmanship, the whole egg was destroyed. These eggs were also made during a time of famine, riot, and general societal collapse. And many people ask, why did the Tsar give such extravagant gifts at a moment where the world was on fire? The final Fabergé egg was delivered to the family in 1917. Less than a year later, the Tsar was overthrown and the entire family executed, including the children. And though the people who owned the eggs did not survive, the eggs did. They were smuggled out of Russia, and now who owns the eggs? It's usually billionaires. They are in institutions, they are in private vaults. And these gifts made for the Tsarinas cannot be copied. There's a tiny marking inside each egg. Even though there were dozens of artisans working on one single egg, at the end, they can be authenticated. And at the end of the day, some might say the real value of these eggs isn't the gold or the precious stones on the outside of the egg, but it's that mark that is evidence of an empire that no longer exists. Follow for more pretty things with strange histories.